Hi, Hank. So you were being really good. Oh, you're stealing my canteen again? He grabs. Hey, give me my canteen, bud. Give me my canteen. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's useless to you because it's frozen, huh? Normally he goes, mine, 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 and runs away with it. So we're having an art conference this morning down here in the Tipi, and of course Hank had to come along because we don't trust him in the house alone. He'd be calling the dancing girls and getting into the liquor bottles, and there went Polly's hand. Now he's trying to drink the ice out of.
Where's your cup? I don't know.
I don't know if your cup's down here, dear.
Yeah.
So that's Hank, man, being silly. You say hi? He's being really cute and talking a lot before I got the camera out, of course. They don't quite know what to think about that sticking in everybody's face.
You say hi?
So,
Hi.
Can you say hi, little man?
Say hi, little man. Hi.
Yeah? So is the fire hot?
Put it on right.
She's trying to cram the cork in the wrong way.
We'll turn it over.
And the best thing to do is get mad about it.
What happened? Turn it over. What happened? Try turning it around. Hi. Try that.
So there's Polly, who wants to be filmed right now. There's Hank down there. You did it! Yay! Yeah, I did it. I'll take it back out. So Polly's gonna have some hot cocoa.
One cocoa because I'm gonna use this warm water.
Oh, that's not warm water. That's cold water in there.
Cold water, and this makes warm water. Makes warm cocoa.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
So you don't have to be too hot to drink. So Hank's going for a stroll.
Do you have the canteen?
He took the canteen and he left the teepee. He has Hank stuff to do, huh? So anyway, so in process, I've made one of the pair of the next set of turtle brooches. Putting the curl, I'm just about done with that one. And I've started the second one, putting the draping curl as part of the initial trimming. I'll still solder a pin on until I'm ready for the next stage. These were doodles I worked on. I had this star the other way, and then Polly looked at it and said, "No, you should put the star on the." She liked how it looked on the backside better, so I redomed it. So Polly picked this one, and Gwynnie picked this shield, and I'm going to put necklace loops on them, and they're just going to wear them as little copper medallions or something, because they were just doodles. Trying to learn how to do. I eventually want to be able to put designs on the turtle brooches, so I've got to figure that out. And then Polly asked me, she had the star. She's like, "Well, can you make me two, like the necklace that's hanging up, like this one over here, that's currently Saratoga has a high bid on of $80. So if you want that necklace, I'm going to close that one out pretty soon." Polly wants one of these made for her. Polly wants lots of stuff. And then got the Thor's hammer up I did the other day. Got the toques, got $25 on it from Jim Irvine. Heather Williams has a $45 bid for the Thor's hammer. So those things go on. If you've seen my morning log video from day 15, this is still day 15. We'll find someplace where you can see my face. I am in a rough place. I'm in a rough spot with struggling. If one of the aesthetics of this project is that I'm honest with these things, with these films, hi Polly.
Hi, babe.
Then when I'm having a bad time, expressing that is part of the legitimate expression of this art. It's not a cry for help. It's not the desire for advice, although sometimes advice is good. Certainly well wishes are always welcome. Sometimes being told, hey man, hang in there, is enough. It's nice to hear. Gives you the strength to muddle through stuff. So positive reinforcement's really good. Positive response to this project has been really high. That's been good. So the aesthetics of this project, honesty is one of them. We talked about that. Being under canvas and around the fire with very specific compromises. The specific compromises being, computer time as necessary, getting up, going in the house and making breakfast for the kids on the school days. They have breakfast out here on the weekends generally. So that's a compromise. Pull this hot water off. So there are some compromises that are absolutely part of the aesthetic as well. That keeping the family involved and being involved with my family and keeping my duties. So that's part of the aesthetic of this. Part of the aesthetic is the commitment to it. That saying, "Oh, I'm going to try this," is different than saying that I will do this, and it changes the course and the texture of the art. We're trying to get to this project pay for itself completely with the sales of the art produced during it, but I got to produce art during it. And if I'm busy working on the meta art for this, which I don't care about, or people keep making demands of my time beyond what I can reasonably do and still do this, as I'm a real easy going sort of guy. Well, can you do this? Yeah, sure. And before you know it, my day's gone. Some of the aesthetics included not reading anything I've read before, except as strictly a reference manual sort of thing. I did read. I've only actually had 2 opportunities to read the entire time I've been out here, with other things. And I had an opportunity day before yesterday or was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday. I don't recall. I think it was yesterday. No, it was day. I don't know. Anyway, to finish up when I'd started the other night. Not the other night. It was like 10 days ago, 11, 12 days ago. And it's a really fairly simple book, and it does not take me long to read when I'm able to focus enough to read. Read very, very rapidly. It's called A Book Dragon, and very much worth reading. I highly recommend it. Look it up, read it. It's not the sort of book that's going to appeal to everybody. There are people that want very specific plot arcs and very Hollywood-esque. I'm not going to say Stephanie Meyer books are trash, but there you go. It's not a fantasy book like that. It's not full of sex and betrayal and angst and all this crap. It's about the journey, you see. And most of my favorite books have been about the journey. About getting somewhere that's hard to get. This wouldn't be worth doing if it wasn't hard. Camping part's easy. I have the clothes for it. I have the skills for it. I have all the extra things for it. So that's not hard. Part of the aesthetics was participating with the meta art, and I am doing it. But I really am not going to do production of the meta art anymore. I've done 2.5 days of that. 3 days. It's just awful. I hate it. It's pulling me away from my real priorities with this, and I'm not going to do it. So there's a lot of little aesthetics. I have a lot of aesthetics for my life. Those rules, those choices. People go, those are ethics, or those are morals. Let's look at life as art. Aren't they aesthetics? When you choose aesthetics for a piece of work, aren't those the morals and the rules and the ethics you're choosing for it? So aren't aesthetics themselves rules? One of my rules, and we enforce this at the Fair Project, we enforce this at our rendezvous, we enforce this within our house when we have guests over. We have an eating order. Children eat first, then women, then men. Chief eats last. So, like if we're at another man's rendezvous, or we're at another man's home, or whatever, it's his privilege We have a hand fasting or a marriage ceremony within our group. It's the groom's privilege to eat last that time, regardless of whose village we're in. So it's a matter of pride. My son Connor understood this from a young age, and he demanded the right to stand with the warriors in the back and wait, so to speak. And I've known other teenage boys that are trying to cram up into the toddler ranks, because I just want something to eat. It ain't about that. And I think any tribe that I agree with the Admiral on this. Any tribe that doesn't put its women and children first is going to eventually feel its own demise. Interesting thing on that aesthetic this morning is I have a rule about that when I cook too. I feed the kids, and I feed my grown-up daughter. I feed my wife. If there's anything left, then I have breakfast too. And this morning, supplies for what was on the menu. My family's fine. We got food, we got supplies, but we don't break into additional supplies if we break menu. The kids, they had a good time, man. They ate some food, and they ate their fill before school, and Polly too, and we saved some out for Hank. And then the ladies got to eat their breakfast, and I had a cup of tea. Obviously, there's other food. I could have just cooked something else. I could have gone into food reserves. I could have done something like that. But the aesthetic of it appealed to me. The authenticity of it. That moment. Like, here's a real moment of that. That the apportioned food for this meal went to where it was supposed to go. One of the most appalling things on that topic is we've done a few potluck dinners with associated sort of individuals and some of the reenactment stuff we do. And I've actually watched, grown-ass men portraying themselves as warriors and noble, shoved to the front of the line, cut in line, have 4 or 5 turns to the potluck buffet before the women and children have eaten. And I tell you what, that don't cut it and that don't fly. So I have very strong feelings, obviously, about things, and the aesthetics of something, the choices. Like, I will do this with this. I will not accept this flaw, but I will accept this flaw. I think that's legitimate to this. So there's all kinds of little aesthetics that have built up and already in a couple of weeks. And the ways of choosing to do this. So stubbornness is going to have to be one of them. I'm going to have to develop a little more self-absorbed selfishness. I have to feel less shame in pimping my art, pimping my wares.
Don't touch. Don't touch. Step back.
One of the aesthetics is I have to not fall for the
Some hot and some cold.
tears in somebody's eyes,
Want to sit down?
do this for me instead of making them carry out their commitment. So, a lot of stuff. Everything. So I'm going to pan back to the kids because that's part of the aesthetic of my life is the kids and the grandkids. And they're working Polly's cocoa right now. And Hank's eyeballing. And hi, Hank.
You put the cocoa in the canteen. There you go. Wait, there's a camera.
There's a camera. Well, I'm having crackers.
I'm doing nothing special. You need help.
So these guys here, these sort of things in our lives, these are hugely important. That's why I don't think it's too small. It's too big a deal to compromise to go in the morning, be in the house, and be with them, cook for them, see that their day is started right, regardless of wherever else my journey takes me that day. And so I'm going to continue to be stubborn about this project and being able to do it in the face of some of the adversities I'm facing with it, which are just ridiculous adversities anyway. All my time with these guys and their Hank's big sister, then Polly's big brother and big sister, and all those relationships here locally have been improved. Oh,
Is it on camera?
yeah, it's on camera. He's being all snuggly. Oh, look at that. Once he figures out that he can be cute on camera too, you'll see him ham it up. Because he's really good at hamming it up. So anyway, this is kind of morning cocoa, morning art talk. We're trying to sort out some of the aesthetics here. How to make all this operation and the meta art of it all work out. How to integrate the fair project back into our lives. How to continue with other projects underway like Abby's farm and Brenda's sewing. What our archetypes are, where we're going to go from this project, what do we want from our lives. None of those discussions would be happening without having started this project, and none of the memories I've had with the kids would have happened. I up, work, sick, injured, work, sick. Didn't have fun with them. I didn't enjoy them as much as I should have. And they tell me that they love me and that I'm a good dad and I'm a good grandpa, but I need to think those things too. And I need to prove those things to myself. So, hey Hank, man. I'm going to turn the camera off now, buddy. Can you wave bye to everybody? Can you say bye-bye? Can you say bye-bye? Can you say bye-bye?
Blow a kiss.
Or blow a kiss. You do that sometimes. That's really hilarious. Bye, Hank. Bye.
Put it down.
Bye, Hank. He probably thinks it's his cue to leave the teepee.
Turn it up and it's gonna be.
But,
No, I'm not.